Good. Hey, good luck. Welcome back, everyone. We're back for Journeyman League. We have 10 drivers on the grid today, even less than last week, and we're in Silverstone in the UK. Of course, a very, very well-known track for basically everyone who will play this game or probably see this game on YouTube. But it's a remake from Jeruni, our track maker, one of our great track makers. Very nice remake, very straight remake, as we see who of these 10 people can take it to pole around here. We just did AL, and in AL we saw Petto getting the P1 with a 40.67. So let's see if JL can add a little bit of speed to that and lower the time to maybe a low 40. I saw Ludwig saying that he is expecting to do a .1, .2. So I'm excited to see that. If we can get that already in JL, that will be impressive. As we come to the end of the first lap, Ludwig does do a 40.27, so very good lap from him. I think he's just very impressive all season round. He's just a league above the rest. He is a CL near champion. But yeah, Piggy also very, very solid after not showing up too well in AL, now up into a 40.47. That would have seen him on pole, of course, for AL as well. And further 2 tenths back from that, we have Barrett with also a very fast time on the TT leaderboard that we saw. But let's see if we see any improvements here in lap 2. Ludwig again at .25 this time, Petto now .58 as well. So people are closing up the gap, but not to Ludwig. Ludwig's just extending it. .22 ahead now of Piggy still. Let's see if Piggy had a bad lap before this, 42.0 only. Let's see if we can find Ludwig a mile ahead of everyone. And he makes a mistake, so that is not going to be an improvement for him. Can Barrett do something about it? Barrett looking to be on a good lap. No mistakes from here. So he goes through the last corner through Club, the corner club, and sets a .50. That takes him to P5, but it is a very, very dominant pole position from Ludwig. So Ludwig for Sparta Racing taking pole position. The Riker Supernovas, again very strong, P4 and P2 here, with Barrett splitting them in P3. And we have Majumdar, 40.77, also a very respectable time in P5. Ricky Boy and Toast tie for a 41 flat, .75 behind our leader here. Mathagil 41.12 and Access 41.25, and then Gilfred in last and 10th place, so not too bad. The 41.68. Let me send that. And yeah, interesting to see that we are getting to times that are probably going to be pretty decent as well in UL. With Ludwig, just assume him to do well in UL even as well. A lot of L's in there. So let's see if he can dominate here, or if it's going to be a fight between him, maybe Piggy, maybe Barrett wants to get involved. Oh yeah, I have to add rain, thank you for letting me know. I almost forgot that. There's the rain. Because we do have rain today, that should be fun. Okay, I think that's all. Let's go. Let's have a look. Will there be any rain? We have 20 laps, so some different strategies that could work here. So far, everyone looks to be on the softs. See some wets flipping around. As Ludwig is the only one now on hards here. The only one together with Access all the way at the back. But that's going to be a struggle for him straight away as Piggy pushes him wide. And Barrett just says thank you very much. And together with Petto just moves up into those first 2 positions. So Barrett now leading us, with Ludwig still fighting to retain that P2 on the hards. Petto gets sent a bit wide, probably a ping related issue there. As Ludwig doesn't have a lot of space there on the inside and touches the grass a little bit. So we see Ricky Boy now coming from P6 or 7. I didn't see who started on which position. Up into P3, together with Piggy and Barrett now the leading 3 drivers on the softs. They have to try and get a gap to Ludwig, as Ludwig makes a big mistake and loses his top streak back now. But Barrett and Piggy are fighting. This is their chance. This is their chance to get away, but they don't want to let one another lead, as Piggy sends it up the inside of Cobbs, with Ricky Boy still close behind them. And now Toast overtaking Ludwig. A little bit of grass touching, as Ludwig touches even more grass and loses a bunch of time on these hards. If it rains now, Ludwig is screwed. But Ricky Boy is caught up with all the fighting between Piggy and Barrett. Ricky Boy is back into this lead fight. Toast another 2.5 seconds behind. So not that far. Like, a little bit of fighting could bring that whole pack that is behind them back into play. But it is still Barrett and Piggy fighting for that P1. They have not heard of a word called slipstreaming, which is very, very prominent here on this very straight track. But no, they're going side by side through Cobbs, side by side through Maggots and Beckett's, and I forgot the last name of these 2 corners. As we go to Stowe. That one I heard. And then we have Vale Club. It is Piggy who comes out ahead a little bit, but Barrett again side by side into Abbey Farm. Forgot this one too. The Loop. Aintree. I forgot this one again. Is this Spoon? I don't know. But Barrett is leading now with Ricky P2, as Piggy had a bit of a moment there into the grass. He is still out of slip range of Toast, but makes a little mistake, and that might be enough for Toast. He's just on the edge, I would say. Getting edged by Piggy here. Just about surviving. Ricky Boy chilling in the slip of Barrett. Ricky Boy showing that in AL he is a very good slipstreamer as well. Does not want to fight, he just wants to get away and take P2. Makes a little mistake, but oh, that is gonna do it, I think. Barrett seems to slow down a little bit also. I don't know if he felt that it was his fault or if it was something else. But now Barrett's still leading, just out of slip range of Ricky. Piggy just out of slip range of Ricky as well. Ricky out of slip range for Barrett, of course. Toast falling back down a little bit again. He has now his teammate in P5 right behind him, as Ludwig and Petto have each other for company. Ludwig, of course, still on the hards. Now lap 5 might feel that his tires might be a bit better. We don't see anyone going into the pit lane yet. No undercuts so far. We see Ludwig now trying to make moves. He knows that the softs are wearing a lot, and he is probably faster at this point. See him making 3 overtakes in the span of about 3 corners as well. Petto sends a move. He tries to stay with Ludwig. He knows that Ludwig will take him further up the grid. As he tries to do a Max Verstappen, Lewis Hamilton move with Toast there, and stays ahead. Very tight fight here for what is P4 at the moment. Ricky Boy has had a moment, I would say, because he's far back. We see Piggy, the first one in. Barrett extending his softs. He's going for 7 laps on them. We see mediums from Ricky and softs again from Piggy. Piggy probably going for who was that? Did anyone else see that teleporter? Was I crazy? Massive Ludwig TP, people are saying. Let's have a look at him. I think he is maybe just had a big leg spike. He luckily didn't affect anyone, but I did see him suddenly cross the pit lane out of nowhere, so that was a bit scary. Ricky Boy finds himself with Access and Mathagill, so his pit window not helping him a lot, as he had to overtake some people on his outlap and loses even more time to Piggy. I don't think Ricky Boy will make it on to the end with these mediums, as Access and Mathagill are playing the long game. Sitting on these hards. The rain, I turned it on, I'm pretty sure, but no weather movement at all so far. I did see some people on Inter, so I know it's on, but it's not looking good. Barrett does also pit and just stays ahead of Piggy. And they have a nice gap now to whoever's behind. Ricky makes a big mistake again. Together with Access. Access moves through for P4, but Access makes a mistake, but Ricky Boy also makes a mistake. And now it's Petto, who fights back for what is going to be potential P3, I want to say. I think it will be P3. Mathagill dives in. He is done with these mediums for now, as we see him Wait, where's Methagil? There he is. Onto the softs. So Methagil also going for a 2-stop, hoping that there will be no rain falling now. This could be a great moment for rain to fall, with Ludwig being the big beneficiary if that happens. Ooh, he is a bit laggy. I have to hope that that is very temporal. As we see him still leading from Barrett, but Barrett very close behind. Piggy also very close behind Barrett on this one. And Ricky Boy falling down the grid. Big moment from Ludwig, big moment from Barrett, and Piggy drives into the back of Barrett. So that saves Ludwig. He makes a mistake, but in return gets an even bigger gap. But now Piggy and Barrett once again side by side. These two can't be separated for the whole race. They've just been there all the time. Barrett gets a little bit of an edge from Piggy there. Goes slightly into the grass. Nothing too crazy. I'm sure that is just a little racing incident, with Beto and Ricky Boy sending it into the grass. So Access, even though he is a pit stop down and would probably not be faster than Ricky if under normal circumstances, still holding on to this fight with Ricky Boy. We have Beto in front of them. Ludwig now pits and he comes out into P4. So he has overcut basically everyone except for Beto. And he has a pretty decent gap. Only about 5-6 seconds to the lead. So when they pit, they will be behind him again and have all the work cut out for them. But Ludwig really likes the hards. He did 10 laps on them and is going to do another 10 laps if rain allows it. Piggy dies. And he says SL. Rest in peace, Piggy. As he gifts Barrett a huge lead right now. This is why you don't type, kids. Don't type while racing. It's Ludwig and Beto. Beto holding Ludwig up for his teammate, who had a big moment there. Arbor joins super late. Just gonna go and spectate, I guess. I would imagine. But yeah, Ricky Boy not making his strategy work. He's not enjoying these mediums as he's fighting for P5 now with Majumdar. Majumdar sends it a little bit wide here. Toaster still in it. Access is going long on these hards and will end, of course, on the mediums. Is the strategy that I gave him, so I hope that works out for him. Otherwise, he might not be too happy with me. But yeah, he goes now for what I assume will be the mediums. There's a nice big gap in front of him. Some people ahead of him might still stop again. So, he might still be in for a couple of extra positions, but Barrett has a huge lead here. Like his teammate for this race. One of his drivers, as Access is, of course, now a team principal for Elysian Stride Motorsports, along with myself. So I would be happy to see a win for my team. That would be very nice. But it's not over yet. We have the two RSRs fighting with Ludwig here. And Ludwig having some shaky connection as we see someone pitting again. It's Ricky Boy. He's going for mediums once more until the end for this one. But yeah, the rain is not coming. There's not even clouds. It's the sunniest day in the UK ever, I would say. UK has never seen this much sun in their life. But no, it's Barrett now on very old softs. He must be thinking about his second stop. So we'll see if he goes in. He does go in. So he might give Ludwig the net lead here. It's like a pretty hefty job to do, I would say. So Ludwig passes him here. It'll be a good 2-3 seconds. People behind him also all pitting. Everyone pitting for another last set of softs. Hoping that these softs can carry them to the position that they need. Barrett has 3 seconds to make up here. 2.5, 3 seconds. So definitely doable with the hards starting to wear. Yeah, Ludwig holding on after a pretty poor start to what will probably end up being a P2. Unless Beto can have anything to say about that. So a good job from him to make the hards work for himself. But yeah, Barrett closing in rapidly. 41 here is an outlet from Barrett, which is only 3 seconds slower than what Ludwig is doing at the moment. But I would assume that he can go a lot faster in these final stretches. Unless, of course, we get some rain. But, nothing moving so far. Yeah, we're just waiting. We're just waiting to see if anything will happen, if anything will shake up this race still. We have the Rikers P3, P4. Ricky Boy found his way back into P5, overcutting both the Williams cars by a lot. So that worked out nicely for Ricky Boy. He just has to hold on to it now for the last 4 laps of this race. And up front, it is getting closer lap after lap. Ludwig still leading, keeping it clean. Barrett makes a big mistake behind him. So that gives him probably yet another lap of the lead. So is it maybe over for Barrett? Is Barrett fumbling an almost guaranteed win? But yeah, we still have to see. We have to wait and see. It's not over yet until it's over. But yeah, further back, 7 seconds of gap between Barrett and P3. We might see some changes maybe for the podium, but the top 2 is locked in. We see Barrett again taking a bit too much grass there into Phil. He heads down. See him, Abbey clean, Farm clean. Forgot this corner's name, clean. The loop barely clean. So he is driving on his limits, I think. Takes a nice cut. Oh, but touches the outside grass a little bit and loses time because of it. So yeah, it might be Ludwig. It might be going to the USA once again. And that would almost seal the deal for the championship. Not quite. Mathematically, it will still be possible for Beto to do something against him, but it's a big step for Ludwig if he can do it. Yeah, it is strange that there's 0 weather indicators, but I'm pretty sure that it's on. I did see, I think, Barrett moving through the inter and wet options at the start there. I think Ludwig now getting to the end of these hards. It's only 10 left. Oh, there's the weather. The weather is here, but it's too late. Of course, it's a UK. It can't be a fully 100% sun day. It doesn't exist. We have anything interesting going on. The Williams fighting a bit between each other. Nothing much happening for them. The Rikers also keeping formation. They are just waiting for this race to end as we see Ludwig onto his last lap. Lost 7 tenths to Barrett in this last one. Barrett needs a solid lap. His softs are still less worn than the hards of Ludwig, but I think it's a little too late. I think Ludwig just needs to hold on. He just keeps it clean. And that should be it for him. Barrett needs the stint, like the lap of his life, to catch this up. But he's running out of options and Ludwig does not make his mistake. We see Barrett closer and closer. Just one more braking zone where things could go wrong for Ludwig. But he just keeps it clean. He keeps it clean and he takes a well-earned victory, I will have to say. Barrett comes home in P2. And as for the Rikers, it's Beto. Piggy makes a little mistake there into Phil. But it's the Rikers 3 and 4. Ricky Boy just holds on to Toast for P6. Matcham are taking P7 and Axis taking P8 as people left and didn't allow for Mythical to finish. But luckily there was no fight behind for P9 or P10. So yeah, that was it. We have Barrett with the fastest lap though. So he gets a point from that, but of course Ludwig takes the point for pole position. So great drive from Ludwig. He made that hard strategy work. Barrett got very close in the end, but just that one little mistake is all you need to just not make it. Yeah, thank you all for joining and see you next week for the title decider. Which, seems pretty decided at this point with a huge gap from Ludwig. We'll head to Lutetia for one more race to decide it once and for all. So see you there.